What's up, everyone, and you are tuning in to the Relentless Project. Most people have a hard enough time managing one demanding career. My guest today decided that wasn't enough, so she chose two of the most polar opposite professions you can possibly imagine. By day, she holds a doctorate in pharmacy, working as a full-time pharmacist. By night, she's a professional mixed martial artist and a BJJ purple belt, training out of the legendary Mat Factory right here in Pittsburgh. Cheyenne Dempsey grew up in a deep rural West Virginia in a town of just 2,000 people, where her father instilled a strict rule: you don't have the opportunity to be average. She took that to heart, but her path in the cage hasn't been easy. In her pro MMA debut in July 2022, she suffered a second-round loss via rear naked choke. Instead of packing it up, she dug deep, went on an absolute tear, and won her next 4 professional fights. Behind the 4-1 pro record, the grueling schedule, and the recent Scottish wedding to a former guest, Chris Dempsey, is a profound story of resilience. Cheyenne battles through injuries, internal negative self-talk, and the heavy, driving purpose of living a life big enough for her and the little brother she lost when she was just a kid. She is proof that no one is coming to save you, and that discipline is the only thing that builds true confidence. Dr. Cheyenne Dempsey, welcome to the Relentless Project.
You are now tuning in to the Relentless Project. Real people, real stories, real life.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. I don't know if you've watched the episode before, any episodes, but I always start with the same question. How does it feel to hear someone else's description of you?
That person sounds cooler than I am. I don't know. That stuff sounds hard, but that's just stuff I did. No, it's I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's me, I guess. I'll feel a little bit removed from it.
Well, it could be good or it could be bad. I guess we'll see, huh?
Yeah.
I've spoken to enough people to know that person is probably the cool person sitting across from me. So I appreciate you for taking the time to jump on and share a little bit about your story. It's always interesting, especially when I get like the local fighters on, right? Because everyone knows them, everyone sees them fight, but then they hear the conversation and they're like, I never knew XYZ, or I train with Cheyenne all the time, and I never knew blank. So I always find it interesting how it bridges like relationships and deepens relationships. So I'm very excited to learn a little bit more about you. I always like to do research based on what you provided me, what I can find online. Very hard to come by online, which is, I guess, good. We just spoke a little bit about that earlier, but what I did find out, I was like, wow, she's been in the backyard here, and I still learned some things. Didn't know you were a pharmacist, right?
Yep.
It's kind of a big deal.
I'm Farm D.
Farm D, Dr. Dempsey.
Dr. Dempsey.
Not Chris, though.
No.
He's not a doctor. You gotta.
We only got one right now.
We only got one right now.
Well, I don't know if he's going to get a doctorate or not. If he wants to have his meal say that too, then he needs to get on it.
If he wants his meal to say it, he will go. So I like to get a little bit of background because, again, to the listener, why should I listen to Cheyenne's story? Who is Cheyenne? Why is Cheyenne? What is Cheyenne? So you grew up in a small town, 2,000 people, graduating with about 120 kids.
Yeah, or maybe a little bit less by the time we had dropouts, probably.
That is wild.
Yes, everybody knew everybody, and if you had any business going on, everybody knew that too.
Wow, man, in the Puerto Rican culture, it doesn't matter how small or how big, everyone knows your business.
Everybody knows your business.
It's like their MO.
Uh-huh.
Especially my mother she'll call me, did you hear about that? Why would I hear about that? I'm 2 hours away.
Not a lot to do around there. You got to find something.
Yeah, well, I got to get her something to do. She needs a hobby. But yeah, small town. So growing up, everyone knows everyone. Mm-hmm. Like there's a benefit to that, right?
Definitely, for sure. Great way to build community. You don't appreciate that really, I don't think, until you get a little older and you start needing people for things, and you, or it's like, oh, I've known this guy for years. I can trust him to work on my car. I can trust him to whatever. But when you're growing up in it, it seems a little overbearing because you're trying to grow up through your life and figure out what you're doing. But you're 15, 16 years old. Your brain's not working all the way yet. But everybody is in your business while you're trying to figure out who you are as a person. So.
I guess that's the double-edged sword.
That's a double-edged sword. But yeah, as far as it being a benefit, you always got people checking on you. You've always, if something big happens in your family, like somebody passed away or something, you got a meal train coming for the next 4 weeks, whether you like it or not. So I mean, it's definitely got the benefits and negatives to it. But I think the benefits outweigh the negatives.
I just had someone from West Virginia, Ethan Hayes.
Oh yeah, big fan of him.
Okay,
big Ethan Hayes fan.
Connected.
We all know each other.
That's so wild. But he's not.
Opie's dad.
Yeah, I guess.
Opie's dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's good.
He talked about how is Morgantown the big? Mm-hmm. He's like, I'm not from Morgantown.
No, he's from Preston County.
Preston County. Yeah. He made a point to say that.
Yeah.
So I was gonna ask you, like, what part of West Virginia are you from? I don't want to create any drama between the West Virginians here.
All right, so I lived in Morgantown for about 10 years before I moved
she's
here.
She's a
Morgantown girl.
She's a Morgantown girl.
But before I moved to the big city of Morgantown, I lived in Spencer, West Virginia. That's where I grew up. That's the town I graduated from. But then I'm actually originally from Lenoir, West Virginia, and that's where my parents live now. So they are from super southern West Virginia. If you throw a rock across the river near their house, you can hit Kentucky. That's how south.
Oh.
Yeah, so we're Hatfield McCoys.
Okay.
Yeah, we're the Hatfields. I think that's probably why I fight people. We're a little mean.
You're mean?
No.
I was about to say I'd hate to be on that receiving end.
Not usually. I take it on training, and then I'm pretty nice to everybody every other time. Really.
Are you still very active with training?
Yeah.
Because I haven't been in a math factory in a very long time. Mm-hmm. I told you the story of why Isaac scared me away. He beat me up.
He's scary.
He beat me up. He's like the nicest guy. He'll smile as he's like choking you. Mm-hmm. You're like, why? Why are you? I can't connect with this. I'm like dying, but I'm happy. So what's training like looking for you now? You haven't taken a fight since, one got canceled. See, I did some research.
Yeah, I had one canceled in March. Some girl, guess didn't pass her eye exam, but then she fought a month later in Nevada or somewhere on a reservation. So I don't know what that's about. But
maybe that's like different
But yeah,
rules.
I was ready. It was the week of. It was like Tuesday of the week of the fight, and the commission wouldn't approve her eye exam, so got pulled. But yeah, I still train every day, and I thought we were going to get on this combat jiu-jitsu card, and somebody else pulled out of that, and
yeah, it's going
to work for me. It's going to work out one day.
We can't say combat jiu-jitsu in Pennsylvania. I can talk bad about the commission because I'm not involved with anything. It frustrates me, right? Like, seminars that we tried to bring combat jiu-jitsu to PA gets denied, allegedly. But we got extreme taparia. Well, taparia extreme jiu-jitsu here.
Okay.
You know what that is?
Nope.
Jiu-jitsu with palm strikes. What's combat jiu-jitsu? Jiu-jitsu with palm strikes.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the difference there is.
Well, they're the boss. But it's like, anyway, I'm going on a soapbox over there. It's just interesting how, like, stuff like that comes to be. It's like we're trying to grow the sport, bring eyes to it. Like, CJJ is everywhere, but PA. Mm-hmm. Why not bring it to PA, right? We have MMA, which is probably one of the most gruesome. Actually, I would put bare knuckle into that now.
Yeah, bare knuckle's pretty nasty.
Bare knuckle's pretty.
That's where I draw my line, I think.
You wouldn't do bare knuckle?
No, that's where my line is.
Well, it's like I agree with you. A lot of the fight. I mean, Bronco's a wild man, and he started diving into that stuff.
Yep.
And like, win or lose, you come out
looking rough,
rocked.
Yeah.
You come out rocked. Like it's not very nice. But we got that approved, right? That's in PA. We have boxing, we have MMA, like I mentioned, bare knuckle, Muay Thai, but combat jiu-jitsu.
Well, slapping's offensive.
So it's getting like put in a pretzel, but
you think it's more offensive to be punched or slapped?
If I was slapped, I would take that very offended. Yeah, I would be very offended.
I know. That's the only concern I had about the potential matchup. I was like, oh, I might Hulk out and put myself in bad positions for that.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, let's talk about that. Like, because you've never done a combat jiu-jitsu match,
Not
but
yet.
you've done MMA.
Yeah.
You've done jiu-jitsu. It's like, how do you even go to train? But like, how would you train for that? Were you training? I mean, you were getting ready for it. Like, how would you train for something like that?
Yeah, I guess you got to just kind of simulate it like you would ground and pound. That's kind of how I trained for it, which was training for it. It was just sort of simulating it. The same places that you can punch from, you can kind of slap from, I guess. So
Yeah.
it's similar. It's similar.
Thinking like because that MMA background actually would be very beneficial for you. Because I'm thinking there's some people who've never done MMA and they're big in jiu-jitsu and they were trying to get on the card.
Those people love to go for deep half, and that's a great time to slap them right in the face.
Bah! It's like a cat.
Yeah, like no.
So like I'm a big jiu-jitsu guy myself. I would feel like I'm working on something and then boom, smack. Because I would forget that you're allowed to smack people in this. So that would be like the transition point. I think would be difficult for me. Is just like you're working on something, but there's different rule sets now. Like I can't be so focused on bringing your arm out because your other one is going to offend me.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I'm excited for it. But
It'll be fun to watch.
how did the blue collar background kind of shape who you are today? Blue collar. There's a lot to say about people who come from like a hard working area, right? The Steel City of Pittsburgh, the West Virginias. It's a little different than like the Napa Valleys.
Yes.
No offense, but I'm sure there's a lot of killers out there. But blue collar. How do you think that kind of shaped who you are today in your upbringing?
I think it had a huge role in just the way that I approached anything I want to get done. So at first, I kind of want to bring up that as far as steel towns versus coal towns, they're very similar. So like the way that those people work, the way that they even like the outlook that they have on like other people, and just like they're like hard nosed, kind of stubborn, but very disciplined, and always get their work done and prioritize that, and almost don't respect people that don't work as hard as they do. Like those are the same people. They just have different accents. Some say yin, some say y'all.
I say both.
Yeah.
I've always said y'all.
Yeah.
And then I joke around saying yins.
Yeah.
Because I moved to Pittsburgh and I accidentally say it now. And I'm like, nope, I refuse.
Absolutely not.
I will not. I said it so much as a joke, I actually say it now. That's a problem.
Oh no. But yeah, I think that just having a background like that, growing up around a lot of like hardworking people, it just shows you what kind of person that you want to be. You don't even really realize it's happening, I guess. You just kind of are like, oh, I respect that person. That person is one of the hardest workers I know. Like I always say that about my dad's dad, my grandpa. He was like a stern man, He was just kind of like hard nosed and just very disciplined about his work. Always outside, even if he wasn't at work, he was like outside working on the tractor, outside working on something, building houses in the summertime, whenever, and flipping them, doing whatever.
Just building houses.
Just building houses. He didn't really have anybody to teach him how to do that. He just figured he's one of those people that could figure anything out, and so you look up to people like that, and you don't want to disappoint them with the way that you live your life, I think. So especially even like in pharmacy school and in training, and I never feel like I'm doing enough, for sure. Never
With pharmacy school and training?
With anything I do, I feel like I could always do more. But I definitely think that it's why I've gotten to where I am at right now.
I'm guilty of that, right?
Yeah.
I've linked up with performance coaches now, and with Sharp Performance, and these guys are interesting because they're like retired Green Berets, like the people who've like,
they probably work pretty hard.
They work pretty hard, right? Yeah. And then my performance coach is telling me, just because you have the time to do it doesn't mean you may have the energy to do it. I want you to do less, better. Now, everything in me is
now that gives me anxiety.
More. Yes. And I don't think he understood that. And he watches my episodes now, but he's working on me. I always find value in exploring opportunities and networking and doing right. Well, this was like before, doing more. I had that same mindset. And then now I have a guy who's done it all tell me, hey, I was guilty of that too. You need to learn how to do less better. Mm-hmm. So now I'm like, my brain's breaking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? And so we'll just put it in the principle, apply it. And I start applying it. I'm like, wow, like I'm actually approaching less projects better and seeing more come out of it than spreading myself too thin with all these projects.
Yeah.
So like seeing that in real time, I'm like, I'm gonna start listening to what this guy has to say. But that being said, very guilty of that myself, of always doing more. And I think mine comes from I never seen enough around me, right? Like I saw my mom work 3 jobs. How can I not push forward, right? My mom didn't finish high school. And she made sure that I had all my homework done. She made sure like I went to college. Like she was like, just because this was my that won't be you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When I'm like, that's not really fair, but whatever. She instilled that discipline in me.
But it's almost too, you think, like to honor those people that put so much effort and time into you. Like I think about that with my parents too. They had me really young, and they, still went to school and did everything. And then, like I was saying about my dad and my grandpa building houses. Like my dad was a teacher, now he's an administrator. But during the summers, like they would take a house and flip it and make money that way. And they never got paid a whole lot because they were teachers, and my grandpa was a coal miner and stuff. But it's like you don't want to. They did all that effort just so I could have a good upbringing and could have things and could go places and learn and play ball and do all the things that I did. And so I think you want to honor people like that by doing that for someone else and continuing to better yourself. And I think that's where some of it probably comes from.
Yeah, and then pushing it for the next generation.
Right. Yeah.
You mentioned your dad. You mentioned your dad and your grandpa being like very tough, coming from blue collar, especially coal miners. I don't even want to know how Pap was, but you mentioned your old man saying never giving you the opportunity to be average. What does that mean?
So I was the only child for a little while there. My sisters, I don't know if you know, they're much younger than I am. One turns 22 today. Happy birthday, Autumn.
Oh, happy birthday, 22. Man, I wish I was that age.
I know,
again.
right? To go back and tell myself some stuff. And then, the other one's 18, so they're a little bit younger than me. But I was the only one there for a little bit, so they would always, wait, hold on. Wait, what was the original question? I got excited about the birthday.
Happy birthday again. The question was your dad telling you or instilling in you never having the opportunity to be average.
To be average. Yeah. So they, from a young age, they just made sure that, I was their little project. They'd take me to gymnastics. They would take me to ball. They would make sure they had the money to take me to travel ball practice. They, really just gave me every opportunity that they could. They're wonderful parents. They were super attentive, pushed me to be the best I could. It didn't make me do anything I didn't want to, but always made sure that I had the exposure and the resources that I needed to, especially with ball. Like we're a big ball family. So I always had that kind of stuff that I needed. And, they'd take me on trips and they would budget money for that. And so I feel like he really gave me the opportunity to take life by the horns and do what I wanted to. And they were always really, really helpful with it, with pretty much anything I wanted to accomplish. So, and he did that with my sisters too, honestly. And even whenever I didn't want to go practice, he would, because you don't want to at 16 all the time.
Absolutely
it's a
not.
Saturday. I want to go out with my friends. But my dad's like, you can go out with your friends after you mow the yard and after we go down and you hit 100 balls. But that's how I got great at softball. That's how we all got great. My sisters are having their school paid for by it. So.
Oh, well,
yeah.
Congratulations to them.
Yeah. So,
That's awesome.
I don't know. I think they just pushed us. Anything. And then they would, even if I was like a little uncomfortable doing something, didn't know if I could, they always never tried to talk me out of doing anything, thought I could do anything that I put my heart into. So.
During that time, right, because being 16 and having that standard can be tough, right? Maybe unfair. I speak to a lot of people and they come from like very strict parents, but we benefit from that as an adult. Like we realize we benefited from that. Mm-hmm. When we're young, we may not see that happening. Like how do you balance being grateful for that standard now versus how heavy it felt or how heavy it may have felt at that time?
Oh, it definitely felt heavy at that time. I love my dad more than anything on this earth, but we butted heads a lot of times. We butted heads a lot of times. But, you just grow up and you realize they were doing all this stuff for me, not against me. So I think probably around the age of like 23 or 22-ish, I realized like, oh, they're doing that because this whole big world's out here, and I had no idea. I had no idea about some of the stuff until I got out and was experiencing it on my own, or made some friends who maybe didn't have as supportive of parents, who didn't try to help them accomplish their dreams, didn't have to try to help them do whatever. And you become grateful for it, I think, as you grow up and just realize that not everybody has access to someone who cares about them that way, one. And two, I don't know, I think I appreciated the lessons a lot, because there's some of those lessons that I could have probably learned on my own the hard way, but it might have had lifelong repercussions that I didn't necessarily have to go through. So.
Yeah, I mean, they say you can learn from seeing or learn from doing.
Yeah,
right?
I try so hard to learn from doing. My dad tried to stop me a lot, but I still got a couple in there the hard way.
She's like, I pushed. She seems very relentless. So, and so I've recently come to know that a lot of my daughter's friends are listening to this podcast.
Oh man.
Yes, a lot of pressure to have young minds now.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of it, so I try to structure a couple of these conversations so they know, right? And just because your life may be tough right now, your parents may be tough right now, just know, like you mentioned it very well, they're doing this for you, not to you. So, listen to your parents. That's my soapbox.
Unfortunately, they know a lot. You'll tell them that later.
I tell I have these conversations with my daughter all the time. I'm like, listen to me. Like, I made mistakes. You don't have to make them. I have the playbook for you.
Yeah, it's like, if you make them, why did I make them?
Yeah.
Why did I make them if you're going to make them still?
That's true. I'm going to use that one. Yeah. Why did I make them if you're going to make them too? How did you get, so big ball family, you're exposed to a lot. How did MMA come to be, or jiu-jitsu? Like, how does that come from softball?
Well, so I was always an athlete. So I did more than softball. I was in competitive gymnastics for a while. I quit when I was level 10 is like collegiate Olympic, and I was level 7 when I quit, I think. So, but I was young, because you're super young when you're doing that. So I think around age 12, I think, my mom and dad were like, hey, it's super expensive to be doing this. We don't care to continue, but you got to choose between that and ball. And so I was like, oh, I choose ball at that point. But I'd always been involved in I know gymnastics, it doesn't seem initially like it's related to MMA and combat sports.
Actually, very, very much so.
I feel like it's one of the best things you can put a kid in, even if you just want them for wrestling. The relation that you have to being able to understand where your body is in space and in gymnastics, and a strength base is huge. If you want those two things for your kid, throw them in gymnastics, boy or girl, in my opinion.
That's actually, I've never heard that part. Like the strength, absolutely. You have to have a lot of strength to be in gymnastics, but you're understanding your body's relation to space.
Yeah, where are you? If I'm doing a flip, I need to come down and land on my feet,
And you're doing 3 flips in the air.
Yeah. You got to land on your feet. You got to figure that out.
It's so interesting. I know this doesn't relate. It might be silly, but I used to jump off cliffs a lot.
Fun.
And when you're jumping off a cliff, you have to be able to orient yourself in space in order to either land feet first, and so you don't land belly flop or head first. If you're jumping off high enough, that could kill you. So, but we like to do flips.
Well, yeah.
I was trying to equate that to, when I'm jumping off a cliff, I have all the time in the world to go from horizontal to a vertical plane. In gymnastics, you're doing that within a second.
Yeah.
If that.
Right. And sometimes you're on a beam and it's only 4 inches wide.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So that is a very good point of understanding your body's relation into space. I never even thought of that.
It's pretty cool.
Get your kids into gymnastics now.
Yeah, even if it's just for a few years, to have a little base of that understanding of that before they put wrestling or whatever. But yeah, so I was in that, and then got into some other sports in high school and middle school and stuff. But I never ended up really sticking with any of those. I didn't love them as much as softball. I don't think so. I got into pharmacy school. I ended up not, I didn't play ball in college like my sisters, because I wanted to go to WVU, and they did not have a softball team. They had baseball, and then they had women's track, and that's how they got the Title IX equivalent or whatever. But
interesting.
And I was 17, and I wanted to go to WVU and be a big Morgantown City girl, and so that's what I did. And then I got into pharmacy school, and that was hard. It was 7 total years, and so when you're in a doctorate school like that, or any kind of a program like that where you're trying to get post-secondary education, I feel like you just put so much time and effort and energy into that, and almost your whole life is, okay, I'm gonna get to the end of this goal, and how base my sleep schedule off of this. I base my like travel schedule off of this. I base any like going home to see family off of when my tests are. And then you get to the end and you're finished and you're like, what now? I just thought, what now? I was like, oh no, I've got to have a goal. I'm going to go nuts. So, so I just decided to fight people in a cage.
So you were in pharmacy school first.
I started training I started training. So I graduated in May of 2016 and I started training April 2016. So about a month beforehand, I walked into my first Muay Thai gym. And I actually got into Muay Thai first. Because I did think, I was like, what next? I got to have something to do. I'm kind of
so like, you're not even thinking like, job, career. You're like, I got this goal.
Yeah.
Now I want to fight people.
Yeah. Well, and so, yeah.
You weren't even dealing with the customers yet.
No, I wasn't even dealing with the customers yet. I know. Well, I was an intern, I guess.
Oh, well, okay.
So I just didn't have as much say. But, once I started training, I really wanted to learn some self-defense too. I was in a couple compromising situations whenever I was like 17, 18 with an early boyfriend where I just thought I never wanted to be able, I just always wanted to be able to defend myself if I ever needed to. And so I always wanted to get into some kind of self-defense. So that was always in the back of my head.
Okay.
Wanted a new thing to learn. Chose Muay Thai. Thought that looked fun. Thought I wanted to be a kickboxer.
Big elbow game over there.
Big elbow girly,
I'm a big elbow guy. Like
they're
when I fight, I need my hands.
I need them for the
and
they're
mic.
fragile.
Yeah. I got that little
I got a type. Like
I have a little. Come on, I'm
Elbows are
5'7". I'm not big, so I got to protect these little babies.
That's right. But yeah, I started doing that, and then they talked me into coming to a jiu-jitsu class, which I did. I was not initially at all interested in jiu-jitsu at all. So
I had $1 for every time I heard that. It's
I know.
Like, I started something else, and these jiu-jitsu guys just keep talking me into
I know.
jiu-jitsu.
So I went. They peer pressured me to stay, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna give it a solid month, and if I hate it, I'll never come back. And so it's been 10 years, and I'm still coming back.
Congratulations.
So yeah, eventually I did a jiu-jitsu tournament. I performed pretty well, and then they talked me into fighting. The first time I ever saw an MMA fight, I was like, I could never do that. I watched that girl walk out there. She just had a ponytail in, no braids. She looked. It was a tiny West Virginia card, and I was like, I could never do that. And then they talked me into doing my first cage fight, and I won. And it was awesome. The venue was awesome. It was at Rivers Casino down by the water. People were pulling up on their boats and honking at me. And I won. And I was like, oh, I got to do that again. And yeah, I thought all venues were going to be like that, by the way.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
And then the next three are like hotel lobby.
It's like I'm fighting in a
the
lobby.
Marriott.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of how I got started.
Be, you have Madison Square. Like some venues
I know,
can
that's
be
honestly.
insane.
Some of them are crazy. Yeah, my dad will never say this too, but he did one time around that same time that I decided to do MMA. He was like, I think we were watching, it was like Holly Holm. He loves Holly Holm. So we were watching a Holly Holm fight, and he's like, I think you could do that. You'd have to start right now. You could, but I think you could do it because women's MMA was so young. It was so young back then.
But still, I feel like it's
pretty young.
Still young.
Yeah.
Like how difficult it is for females to find fights blows my mind because
so hard.
I'm surrounded by a lot of like badass chicks who fight.
Yeah.
But none of them can get matched.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pittsburgh can't be the only place with like badass females who fight. Like I refuse to believe that. But like Britt, like you,
yeah,
a lot of you have trouble finding fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like how?
I think a lot of it too is that like it's harder for local promotions to fly people in sometimes, and so like there are girls, but it's like, are you gonna pay for her to come up here from Florida and pay for all of her lodging and then make how much money on that fight?
Or like West Coast, like flying
West
someone
Coast,
from the West Coast.
Find somebody from like Vegas, find somebody from wherever, I mean, so some of those bigger hubs.
But like we're in PA.
I know.
Come on, I'm not gonna mention. I'm gonna say it.
Go ahead.
We got Philly. Like, where the chicks from Philly at?
Oh yeah. Do they they got fighters in Philly or what?
I don't know.
I couldn't find one for next weekend.
I heard they do, and like I follow a lot of like Philly fighters, but none of them respond to me when I try to. I don't know. Like, I like to be. I think I'm cool. I'm trying to bridge the gap here, people. So you start fighting, or you start training. You take your fight, and were you were at a gym in West Virginia at this time?
Yeah, I was in Morgantown still.
What brought you to Steel City?
I kind of outgrew it, the area there, just as far as training goes. I needed more partners. I needed better sparring partners. I needed more females, period.
Wait, so you moved for your fight career?
I did. I was working from home at that point for a pharmacy, my job. So
Okay.
I was able to pretty seamlessly move here. Actually, I was based out of Pittsburgh too, so that was super easy.
I guess that
super
makes
easy
sense.
to move here, for my job. But then I thought about here and I thought about Florida. And at the time, my mom had breast cancer at the time. She is in remission now, full remission.
Awesome.
We're living it up.
Love to hear that.
And at the time, I was like, I need to be somewhere I can drive home if I need to. So we didn't do Florida. And we did Pittsburgh, and then Chris and I kind of reconnected, and then we got married. so now I'm in Pittsburgh. But yeah, that's how I ended up here, is for my fight career. And I'd come up here on the weekends and sussed out some of the gyms and scoped them out.
Come for the fight, stay for the love.
Stay for the love. That's Pittsburgh motto.
Chris is about to thump me next time he sees me.
But
Is
that's
this
how I
leg
ended up
good?
here.
Because
It's good.
I'll get his. Oh, never mind.
him.
I'm just kidding, Chris. I'm just kidding. Hearts. I hear there's a funny story about your dad meeting Chris.
Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So my very first fight that I fought out of the Mat Factory was in April of 2021. It's one of my last AMI fights. And so me and Chris go down there with Dom Mazzata, who we also love, but he's going to take the brunt of the story. So we go down, we're fighting in Chattanooga, Tennessee, I think, or Kentucky maybe for this one. We were in Kentucky for this one. Yes. We were in Kentucky. My parents were watching at the house. My sisters had a ball game or something. They couldn't make it. So it's just me, Chris, Dom. I don't even know who else came down with us. It was kind of a hike. And it's also my first fight here. It's AMI. It was, we're not taking a bus down for that one. But it was a title fight for Premier Fight Championship. I'm fighting against Maya Stewart, and a lot of respect for Maya too, but I do think I was beating her in that fight. It was a good fight. We were swinging, but then so she caught me in my one of my eyes. I don't remember which eye it was, but she caught me in one of my eyes, and it blew up. Like it like caught it at a weird little place, like right where this little bubble is, and it just was like blew up pretty bad. The ref came over, doctor came over and checked me out in between rounds. I answered all the questions right. They were like, cool, we'll let this fight go on. It was a title fight, so it was going to be 5 rounds. So that we finished the 3rd round, and in the 4th round, I guess at some point Dom had found a sock or a towel or something to throw in because he was worried about my eye. So he threw it in, and I'm in the middle of this fight, not really knowing. They separate us, and I'm like, did her corner throw the towel in? That's crazy. I was like, because at the 4th round was a little bit more even, I thought, than like the other couple rounds had been. So I was like, man, that's crazy if they threw the towel in. And then I was like, well, what happened? And the ref was like, your corner threw the towel in. And I was like, oh no. So my dad calls me. My dad hasn't met Chris yet. He doesn't know anybody. I just moved to Pennsylvania, so he's already like, can't believe you moved up there to the north to Pennsylvania, to a different state, because West Virginians are very proud.
Yeah.
We're very proud people.
I heard from Ethan, the north and south still have a little war going on. I don't know.
Yeah. And West Virginians they're very proud. So he's like, I can't believe you. Who are you even training up there with? Those Yankees. I think he called them Yankees. And so I called him the next. I didn't talk to anybody that night. I was furious. I
can only imagine.
I didn't talk to anybody. I went to the ER to make sure it wasn't an orbital issue or anything. And the next morning, I called my dad. I called my mom because she is the mediator in our household, and she always has been. So I was like, hey, you got to tell Dad it wasn't him that did it. He was trying to argue with the other guy to not do it. It's totally fine. And Dom was just trying to think about, like, she's an AMI. We don't want her to get hurt. Which
I mean, no
I
one can
respect too.
Yeah, I mean,
but my dad said, you tell that boy no, Halls aren't quitters, and he better never come to Southern West Virginia, and all this stuff. He was on one because he get a little heated. I think that's where I get my little fighty rage from, probably.
Well, dad don't play. Like,
Dad don't play.
Usually dads will be like, protect my baby girl.
I know.
He's in there like,
he's like, you made her look like a quitter in front of all these people. He's probably betting against you or something. He was so mad.
Dad, there's no bets in AMIs.
I know.
Unofficially anyway.
Not officially anyway, that I know of. But Chris comes down to my parents' house. The very first time we ever made it was a couple months later. Comes down, and my dad, he's on his best behavior the whole time. I was a little nervous.
He still thought it was Chris at this time?
No, but he's still a little mad.
He's still a little upset.
He's still a little mad in here, probably.
Dad,
but,
I'm a friend.
Yeah,
Just a host.
Friend.
Just a host.
Yeah.
Just a host.
So he was on his best behavior the whole time, and then whenever we go to leave, because he decided he liked Chris enough to joke with him, I guess, and he pulls out a napkin. He goes, "Hey, you guys, be careful, we're driving home." And he goes, "And you?" And he throws a napkin on the ground. He goes, "I don't ever want to see that again." And that's how Chris joined the family.
And he took it, crumbled it up, and said, "I never agreed to that anyway."
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
actually funny.
My dad made that part of his speech at the wedding.
Wow.
course
I
he did.
love someone who can circle back
Bring
on a
it
good
back
joke.
around.
I love someone who can circle back on a good joke. So yeah, I guess that kind of solidified it.
Yep.
There
He's
you go.
in.
Next thing you know, you're in Scotland.
I don't know. Dad's letting him drive the car around and sitting in the back seat like, "Okay, this is fine. You guys be the parents for today."
Dad's even sitting in the back seat.
Yep.
Ah, well, that's full blown acceptance
He's
now.
in. Yep.
I don't know if I'll ever get comfortable with that. Be like, boy, you sit in the back. My daughter sits in the front.
Well, he would have had to drive on the other side of the road.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll sit in the back.
Yeah.
I don't even want to. I forget. There's all kinds of different. So they drive on the left. But where's the wheel? Is the
On
wheel
the left.
on the left?
It's on the.
Or is it
No,
on
wait.
the
It's
right?
on the right. Sorry, it's on the right.
So
Yeah.
everything's backwards. Because there's some
Everything's
places
backwards.
that the wheel's still on the left, but you also drive on the left. I feel like
Yes.
that would mess me up.
It's on the right because so you're still in the middle, like the driver's still in the middle. You know what I mean?
Oh, that.
It's odd. It
I've
feels-
only been to Mexico. I've never left the country. So like
Yeah.
that would.
Well, you got to go.
Well,
You don't have to
I
drive.
don't know if my kind will be accepted over there.
It's okay.
I'm not redheaded.
It's okay. They're pretty
I'm
nice.
kidding.
They're pretty nice.
Like I know McGregor
Yeah. We're like, I know that guy. They don't.
on Instagram. No, that'd be cool. Though. I've always wanted to travel someplace like that. Like, just there's a big castles over there, right?
So many castles. I
Yeah,
think it's like the most per square meter. It's like the most per capita or something. They've got Scotland's got a castle, some kind of a castle thing like that, where it's like the most per capita.
And I heard a rumor that if you own any like land or real estate, you're what do they call you?
A lord.
A lord.
Chris is a lord.
Is he?
For our wedding, his best man Shane Valco got him a plot of land that's like 5 by 5 feet, and so we're a lord and a lady. You're talking to a lady.
Oh, my apologies, Dr. Lady Cheyenne. Lady Dr. Cheyenne.
I don't know what order that goes in.
Doctor Lady because of orders. You were
Yeah,
doctor,
yeah.
then you became a lady.
That's right.
Wow, that's like bragging rights. You better put that in your
I
bio.
need to get that coming on my mail.
Yeah. Dr.
I will
Lady
put that
Cheyenne.
in my bio. Yeah.
That better be in your bio. Yeah, for sure. Now I'm gonna. Oh, I can't wait to see Chris. Lord Chris Dempsey, at your service, sir. He's like, what did you and Cheyenne talk about?
He's like, this podcast is going to be ridiculous.
Because this doesn't come out for 2 weeks, so he's gonna have no idea.
Oh gosh. Should announce him like that next weekend.
I'm going. Oh, you shouldn't have said that. I am doing that.
Oh.
I don't want to mess. Like, nah, he's fine.
Oh, he won't care.
He's done worse. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lord Chris Dempsey to the mat.
Oh gosh.
Oh, my ADHD is flaring right now. It's done.
It's okay.
I'm doing it. No. So, what are you gonna do with the 5x5 land? Like, what do you use that for?
I don't know. We got to go visit
I would
it.
stand in it.
My
Every time I
dad, my
visit
dad
it-
goes, well, now you got to pay taxes on it, which I'm sure you can't. No.
What are the taxes on a like?
I don't know.
30. I don't even know their currency.
Pounds.
30 pounds.
Yeah. I think so. We're definitely gonna drive there someday, and I think if you lay like sideways on it, you could lay on it, right?
Sleeping on your land.
Yeah, you could take a little nap.
Put a chair.
Put a chair. Yeah, that you could.
Put a chair.
Put a flag.
Put a chair, a flag, and a fence.
Be like, don't touch my stuff.
Don't touch my stuff. When I come back next year, it better be here. That'd be interesting because if you lose the chair, like whatever.
Yeah. Well,
But
it's
if it's still
Pittsburgh
there-
thing. Don't touch my chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or a cone. Put a cone in there. They won't know what that means.
They won't. I don't even know if they've got what kind of cones they have over there.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of if they even have the orange ones. I don't
You have
think
to
they do.
ship you have to ship a Pittsburgh cone.
Yep.
Put it in the center,
Mm-hmm.
and then with a flag that says "Don't park here." They won't know what hit them. A little Pittsburgh in Scotland.
They'll be confused.
You're confused. I'm confused. That's from a movie. I forget what movie that's from.
I'm terrible with movies.
Oh, you're not a movie person?
No, I'm bad.
something about this new age of folk.
Yeah.
I ain't watching movies. I just watched Spider-Man. I loved it.
I heard it was good.
It was all right. It was all right. I feel like they left me hanging.
Oh.
Like, there's a scene, and I don't want to ruin it for people. There's a scene in there, and you're just like, it happened. And then it never mentions it again, and you're like, oh, okay. Like, we're building up to this point, and it's one sentence, and then there's nothing else after that? Cool. And you'll know what I'm talking about if you watch it. But anyway, you're a full-time pharmacist with a doctorate, a pro MMA fighter. Those are entirely two different worlds. Yeah. How do you flip the mental switch from, dealing with, medications and people who rely on this and dealing with getting punched in the face, to be frank?
So they are both different ways to problem solve, I think. I think they're both different. So obviously pharmacy is going to be a lot less physical problem solving.
More mental.
More mental problem solving, yes, for sure. But I think that I honestly think that having a job that is not as physically active, because I'm doing most of my stuff at a desk nowadays, I think that it allows me to save a lot of my energy and stuff for my training. So, because I'm still able to train 3 or so hours every evening. And I think that if I had a more physically demanding job, I wouldn't be able to do that. As far as the mental mind switch, I think a lot all day long for my job. And then at training, I get to kind of just go and be in my body and just turn all that off, just shut it off. It's kind of like a little mental break. Not always, because sometimes you're learning new techniques and whatever, but you're still doing it. It's still muscle memory that you're trying to create more so than having to think about it. Because by the time you think about a move, the moment is over, and now you've got to do something else because they've turned or they've got an angle or whatever. So I think honestly, it's kind of nice to just be able to shut my brain off and train after work.
Which is interesting you mentioned that, because I always talk about how everyone should train because of the ability to be so in the moment. Mm-hmm. Right, like you can't think about work, you can't think about the bills, you can't think about stress, or something bad happens. Yeah, you get tapped, you get punched. Mm-hmm. So you have to be very in tune with your training when you're there.
Very present.
And then you mentioned
forced presence.
Forced presence. That's a T-shirt. I need to do T-shirts for every episode. Like I need to do that.
That'd be fun.
Like I had Nick Lavery on, and I had 3 T-shirt ideas because of him. Like that would be so cool. And then now I got one. Forced. I already forgot it.
Forced presence.
Forced presence. Like, what's that mean? Come find out.
Come find out. Sparring Saturdays. Let's go.
Oh, that was an invite to the Mat Factory. I won't see you there. You can go all by yourself, and then you can thank me later.
And you'll know why I didn't come.
Yeah. You won't catch me slacking again. But you mentioned something in your intake form that caught my attention. Resilience for you wasn't one heroic moment. It was dealing with the compounding small obstacles, which I think is huge, because a lot of us find ourselves stressed and overwhelmed, and then we can't really point to why, right? And when we try to talk about it, it seems small and minuscule. And I've been guilty of this, where I'm just like, why do I feel so overwhelmed? And I think that resonates with a lot of listeners. We find ourselves dealing with a lot, but then when we try to articulate why, we can't really point. But it's a very real thing. A lot of compounding. You had broken arm, broken feet, an interstate move, the demands of a doctorate. Like, how did you find yourself combating a lot of this stuff piling onto you? And how did you notice that was happening, if at all?
This is an ongoing thing that I still try to work on every single day. I think it probably always will be, but I think the biggest thing is that just like we live in such a fast world now where we are always expected to be on. We're always expected to be available to other people. We're always expected to be on top of our, I don't know, we're always supposed to be able to like on top of our stuff and know what we're doing. And then like, for instance, like last year when I broke my foot, it's like, and then that seems to be like the thing that broke the camel's back. It's like, oh, it's only 6 weeks, but it feels like such a heavy weight. And I think that you have to wake up every single day and think, what can I do with today? What can I do with today? I can't think about like three months down the, or even in a fight camp, it's like you can't think about fight night every day when you're going in to just train for, I mean, because that will feel overwhelming. It's like, I don't have to get everything done for this fight that I need to today. All I have to do is train today and learn what I need to do today for this, do the best I can, do my nutrition for today. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do it again. And I think for myself, being able to break down my days like that, instead of just looking at the overarching end goal or end plan that I've got, it makes it more manageable for me. So, because I think when people think about like the word resilience, they think, oh, that person just can bounce back from any old thing that that goes on with them. But it's not just one time you got to bounce back from a broken foot. It's that every single day while you were recovering, you were making sure you weren't stressing it more. You were making sure that you were getting enough protein in so that you're healing good. You're making sure it's a bunch of little decisions that ultimately you can look back on later and say, I was resilient during that time period of my life because I made all kinds of tiny decisions that pushed me towards that result, I think. If that makes sense.
Yes, it does. So you're saying if you focus on the bigger picture, you can get you can get lost in it because
I feel overwhelmed.
Yeah,
personally.
I can agree with that. When you look at the end goal, whether your end goal is corporate, whether it's in your fitness goals, whatever it may be, it's like, wow, where I'm at now and where I'm trying to be, there's too much distance in between that. I can never do that. Mm-hmm. But if you break it down and go, like, what can I start today that gets me closer to that? Or what I've learned to be most beneficial is like back planning. So like if let's say I want to be running 10 miles a day. Mm-hmm. If I go try to run 10 miles today, one, I might die. Literally.
Certainly with that attitude.
Yeah. Well, I'm not built for running. I'm built for power. I ain't built for speed. All right. But how do I break that down, right? If I want to run 10 miles a day, start breaking it down. I'm like, okay, so that final week I want to be running maybe 8 miles. So, okay, 2 weeks before that I want to run maybe 6, and then boom, boom, boom. So today, what do I have to do? Today I have to run 2 miles.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2 days later run another 2 miles and to get conditioned to running 2 miles. So you break it up into a point where I can digest it today. Does that make sense?
It definitely does, yes.
So like breaking down your goal to a point where you can approach it today and it's not overwhelming.
Yes.
How does that look for, different goals?
Yeah.
But that's something you have to get into. You have to take an inventory of your life and go, what can I do today that gets me closer to that goal? A small step. I like it. Yeah. And we've talked about that on multiple episodes. So like, it must work if people with different backgrounds and different industries are doing the same thing. Might be a clue. How do you keep taking the next step when you're completely exhausted? I can't imagine, right? You talk about one being mentally stimulating and the other one physically. So now you're draining both mental and physical. So when you're completely exhausted, how do you continue going?
So I, especially in the last couple years, I am so huge on getting enough sleep. I think it's so
Big
important.
sleep girl.
But yeah, well, I mean, it's not like I'm sleeping 9-10 hours a night. I'm sleeping probably 7, hopefully.
Which is still below the average.
I shoot for 7 to 8.
Doctor.
I know it.
You should be better.
I know it. But first of all, that's when your body recovers. So it's so important for any combat athlete, especially as you get a little bit older. Prioritize your sleep because that's when all the little nicks and tears, that little knee that's bothering you a little bit, that's when it fixes itself. So I think that has been a huge help, is just trying to, it's easy to fall asleep when you're exhausted. So it makes my bedtime a little bit easier.
I'm very good at falling asleep.
Yes.
Not good at staying asleep. I'm very good at falling asleep.
Right. But I think that's probably one of the biggest tools that I use, is just prioritizing getting to sleep on time. If I need to sleep a little bit longer in the morning, that's okay, as long as I'm at whatever I need to be at in the morning. But that's huge. And then just staying disciplined. I mean, just making it a habit, because you're not going to feel the best every day when you go into training. You're just not. I mean, it would be great if you did, but some days the way that you get better is to just show up and get in there. And you might not learn a whole new thing that day. You might not get a whole lot better, but you showed up for yourself. And if you continue to show up for yourself every day, you're going to go somewhere. You're going to go places. So
Yeah, I just released a blog called I forget what I titled it. Literally, it's releasing tomorrow actually, so it's not released yet. But by the time this comes out, it will be, and it's the go one more principle, and it kind of plays into this showing up every day, right? Because like if we show up, like you want to be great at a fight, you want to be the best fighter. Showing up, right? We talk about showing up, and yes, that is important, and that will separate you from most people. But then there's a lot of people showing up, right? When you go to training, how many people are training with you?
Depends on the day, I guess. So it's like, for instance, like a Sunday would be like 30.
Okay, 30 people. That's a lot of people. Now, you compare that to the city of Pittsburgh, not a lot of people. But, 30 there, 30 at Stout, 10 at the Academy. Comma, I'm kidding. What I'm saying is, like, in these crowds, right, people show up. Now what, right? Going that extra step, the doing one more principle. How I equate this is at the gym, right? If I'm benching, today was a benching day for me. I'm struggling on my 8th rep. I'm thinking of racking it. I'll go 9, right? I'll struggle for that 9. I do that every week for 52 weeks. That's 52 extra reps that I've done on this, right? That starts to separate me from the person that I was, if I would have just listened to my brain, the person I would be. How do you, I want to get your opinion on this. The going one rep, going one more, doing one more, you're training, going 5 more minutes when you want to quit or you want to call it, or I was going to be here for an hour. I'm going to do one more round. Like, how do you balance going one more and listening to your body? Because it could be very toxic, that go one more rep. So you mentioned resting being very important, but you're also a go-getter. So what's your opinion on pushing your body to its max and then going one more versus listening to your body and resting and recovering?
This is also something that I feel like I have aged into being better at, just because I feel like when I first started training, I wanted to just push and go, and you don't want to be, especially, and you're one of the only girls in the room, so you don't want to be like the weak one. So you got to be extra tough. So I mean, a lot of that stuff is just ego talking, really. I mean, Isaac, we push every day. I think you got to listen to your body, especially if you are somebody who does train every day, and you're not like in there 2 days a week, and then you're saying, "Oh man, that was enough." If you're training in there every single day, like we do, and then there's one day where your body, how you feel when you feel fatigued and when you feel like you've been going too hard and you need to take a day.
You can taste the blood in your lungs.
You can. It's rough. And if those are the days when I feel like that I will not do one more, because there have been too many times where I tried to push and I'm sitting on the wall after an open mat and somebody says, "Hey, you want to do one more?" And I'm like, I know I should have left. And then that's the round I get hurt every time.
No, that makes sense. You start compensating, like your body starts compensating.
It's like, your knees hurting this round or something, so your other leg starts to compensate, and then now you're putting these muscles at risk because they're not in the best position, or certain stuff like that. Because if you're pushing hard in training, it deep down, like your coach might not know it, they might not be looking at it all the time, but if you've been pushing,
and if you're not,
and if you're not, but you also, if you're in tune with your body, I think that you are able to feel when it needs a break or a rest. And for me, it ends up being like I take a Thursday now, which it's not a complete rest day. I still lift and I still hike with my dog and whatever, but like that's my scheduled rest day right now. I take a whole day and
active rest.
It's an active rest, active recovery.
Active recovery.
Yes. So we still burn our calories and we still do stuff, but I make sure to get outside, get some sunlight, just move my body in ways that aren't actively combating with someone else, I guess.
So you strength train, so how did strength training while maintaining, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Mobility. While maintaining mobility for fighting. Wow, I just had a goodbye, hard. Checked out, checked back in. How do you structure your training, strength training versus being mobile, being lean, and being mobile? I just said that again, for fighting. I just want to take a second to shout out a few companies who've believed in me. These were one of our first official sponsors, so huge shout out. Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Carbo Jewelers.
established in 1997 on the values of honesty and integrity. Whether you're searching for the perfect piece, need expert repair services, visit Carbo Jewelers in Newark's Ironbound District, where your jewelry is always in safe hands. This episode is also brought to you by Continental Jewelers, proudly serving Hudson County, New Jersey since 1964. Whether you're seeking a timeless piece or need expert repairs, they've got you covered. Visit Continental Jewelers, your trusted source for all things jewelry. You can find them on Instagram at Carbo Jewelers or online at carbojewelers.com. Lastly, big shout out to Carbo Trading. Besides coins, precious metals, and jewelry, if it could be traded and collected, he's probably got it. They can be found on Instagram at carbo.trading. You can find all of our sponsors out online on our sponsor page at therelentlessproject.com.
Yeah, I think for me, strength training is something I can't heavy lift really, because if I do, I will put on muscle and then I will have to cut that to get back down to the weight I need to fight at. So I've got to be really cautious of like how much, like I can't do powerlifting stuff. I'm not powerlifting, but I also work with people who understand that, who understand like what I need. And we end up doing a lot more mobility, agility type of stuff. We end up doing like a lot more like vertical jumps and sprints and making your fast twitch better. So I think first of all, working with somebody that knows what you need as an athlete is helpful. And I don't know that any mixed martial artist or combat sport athlete needs to strength train more than twice a week, or maybe 3 times if you really, really want to and have time. But I don't have time to go 3 times a week, probably just with my schedule currently. But I mean, I don't know. And I guess that's not necessarily true for everyone. Not everybody's naturally muscular, I guess. Some people might need a little bit more help in strength area, but I limit it to 2 days.
So you train, but your training goals are very specific to fighting or what you're doing. Okay, that makes sense.
Not even necessarily to fighting. Like we don't do any like MMA specific techniques, but we'll do like like I was saying, the sprints and the jumps and stuff, just to make me a better overall quick twitch athlete.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I've spoken to people and they like heavy lift.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I heavy lift.
Yeah.
You can tell in my jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, right.
Like I will tap if you put my arm on the mat because it's overextended. That's how like not mobile I am.
Yeah.
But like again, I'm not competing anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm just I help people train, and that's it. Like I'm here for a good time. I don't want to
right.
But like to these athletes who still lock themselves in a cage and fight, and then they're like heavy lifting. I ask them how do you manage? Because you're fighting down, but you're training your body to gain muscle, which is dense, which is increases your weight.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you balance that? And they're just like, I don't know. When I'm in camp, I don't do it.
Yeah, a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
I'm like, okay.
That's a lot of people, though.
Makes sense.
Yep.
I know guys cutting like 30, 40 pounds.
Right.
I'm just like,
why are you lifting heavy?
Yeah. Like,
what are you doing?
Your body hates you.
Yeah.
Like cutting 10, you're cutting 30 to 40 pounds to fight is.
You shouldn't be lifting the weight.
Wow. Yeah. Like you should not.
Yeah. No, keep your protein intake up and go on. Run some sprints.
Yeah. Do your push-ups. Run.
Body weight. Yeah, body weight exercises, really.
Yeah, I'm starting to. I do my push-ups after benching and stuff, but I think I made the decision literally today. Like I'm gonna knock out like 200 push-ups a day, every single day.
You can do it
for the rest of my life.
I did that for a while. I did 200 squats, push-ups, and sit-ups for a while.
You ever like think about like I'm just gonna do this forever?
Yeah, I have a non-negotiable gallon a day and non-negotiable 1 mile with my dog a day. I've got a couple every day.
Yeah. So like I'm like push-ups, right? Because like I don't want to get older and not be able to do a push-up. Like get off the ground.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be that guy. Right. And there's this guy actually coming to Stacked Expo. He does like I think the most push-ups he's done without stopping is like over 1,000 or something crazy. Are you gonna be at Stacked?
Yeah.
I hope so. Okay.
Yes.
You'll see this dude. He just does push-ups. And like what I envision him doing at his booth is he's just going to be there and challenging people to do push-ups while holding a plank. Like he will not get out of it.
Could never.
And his name is like escaping me right now. I feel horrible, but he just does push-ups for a living. That's all he does. Dude's ripped.
I'm sure.
And I'm like, the most push-ups I've done in a row was like 76, and I like that's
Yeah.
stamped in that flex for me. This dude's like in the thousands.
That
Just
makes
blows my mind. I
could
can't even
never do
imagine
it.
your muscle fibers doing that.
no way.
So do your push-ups.
A lot of good advice in this podcast.
I'm like, I don't know why I'm all over the place. That pre-workout I took this morning really messed me up.
That's okay. We're having fun.
I tried something new.
Okay.
The C4, it's like shaped like a bomb.
Oh.
You ever seen that? I
No,
never
that
did.
Sounds aggressive.
Oh, yeah, it had like a chemical formula and then followed by caffeine. I was like, that's got to be good because I don't even know what that is. Bought it, which
Done. Boom.
probably you're like, you don't do that.
Eh.
Doctor. One thing I like to talk about here is we like the highlight reels, right? Like your MMA career as of now is still successful. That's awesome. Your pharmacy career, that's awesome. Success. But how did we get here? Let's talk about July 2022, your pro debut. Because, and I like this because everyone I've talked to about you talks about you highly. But there was a moment that you may have not had this career, right? Like your first fight you've prepared for, you've trained for, doesn't go the way you anticipate. There's a lot of fighters who walk away from that. You did not. So that's why I want to talk about it, get your thought, because there's a lot of young fighters who look up to you right now, right? There's a lot of young fighters at the Mat Factory I know personally who look up to you. Same with Stout. So this is more geared to the young fighters who are still in the amateurs, still pushing through. Maybe they're not getting the outcome that they expect, and they're probably dealing with it like, why am I doing this? Why should I? Should I keep going? Should I not? So you get caught in a rear naked choke in your second round, but you've prepared to that. You prepared for this fight. You go in. What was your mindset going in? How was your training? How was your camp? What was your anticipated outcome?
Yeah, so my training in my camp was all good, all positive. I think I was relatively injury-free that camp even, so was doing great there. I was obviously a little bit nervous about jumping up from the 3-minute to the 5-minute rounds. It doesn't sound like a whole lot, but
It's a lot.
It's a lot. So my next professional fight, I went the whole 15 minutes, and I was like, man, that's like half an episode of Friends.
You watch Friends?
I do.
I love Friends. Pivot.
Yeah.
Pivot.
But yeah, so I was a little nervous about that, and obviously nervous about just taking that step to be pro. You're wondering like, am I really good enough to be here? Do I deserve to be in there as a pro? Whatever, have I done enough? Always second guessing yourself. But I was confident in it. The girl was like, she was ripped. She was super prepared. She was no joke. She'd been fighting. I think she'd been fighting since I was still like in high school.
Oh, wow.
I think so. I think she had a fight. I'm pretty sure she had a fight that was like way, way, way back. So because she'd been fighting for like 10 years, and then she took a little break, and I think I'm not sure if she did judo or did something else, but I know she had a big judo background. So I'm not sure if that break was for judo or if it was just a little break that she had. But I knew she was going to be a seasoned vet, and it was no joke. But I was confident in my team and my preparation, and I'd been wrestling my butt off. So we get in there. The fight's going pretty good. My first round jitters are kind of out of the way. Second round we're doing good. And I got my hips out of place one time. It was something that we kind of worked on in camp, and it just takes 1 second, and I got tossed. And then I went to build my base back up, and she just kind of did the thing where she like jumped on my back and didn't quite have hooks in yet, but I was worried about defending that and not something else. And it happened just real fast. It happened real fast, and I was like, that was probably like I don't know, at that time, like I just moved to Pittsburgh. I was like becoming a kind of a name. And I got caught, and my first thought is like, oh no, it's all over. it's all
See what I
over.
mean? Our
Yeah.
brain will lie to us.
Oh yeah, our brain's always looking for the biggest threat, right? That's what we're bred to do as humans, as mammals, as anything. That's we're looking for the biggest threat, and because we want to be prepared for that before it happens to us. So that's I think where a lot of like my personal anxieties come from. just having the time to be anxious about things now because we have comfort.
Oh, comfort.
Yeah. Oh, comfort. But so that ended. It was over. I'll never forget Chip Snyder grabbed my arm and he went to go raise her arm and leans over to me and he goes, "Don't you dare let that keep you out of this sport. Everybody gets caught. Don't you dare let that keep you out of this." And I was not ready yet to have someone give me a pep talk. I needed to cry in the back first. But of course, I was very upset with myself. I thought that and initially after something like that happens, you think, "Oh, I've let all my coaches down. I've let my nutritionist down. I've let everybody down who's put time and effort and money into me. I've let my training partners who let me whoop out them this whole month and get better, and I've let them down." And I think Carly had fought earlier on that card too, and I was like, and I let her down. I felt like I was like the older fighter on that card, and I was like, I should have I should have been prepared, and you start questioning like that day that I took off training, is it because I took that day? Is it because I took this day? And you start second guessing yourself, and I'm fortunate enough I was surrounded by fantastic people, so all my coaches are great from the Mat Factory, but at that time I still had Philip Amaris too, and Matt Schaefer, Isaac, Chris, but all of them were there for me afterwards. And I took a week and I was bummed out, and then I just kind of sat. You get some time to sit with your thoughts and think like, okay, this has happened to every single fighter that I've ever looked up to. Something like this has happened to every single fighter that I've ever looked up to. And what separates them from the people who don't go on to learn and to get better from this is that they didn't keep showing up for themselves, or they did. And so I gave myself a little week to be a little pouty baby. and then I got myself back into training. It was a week later, that Monday. And I was like, no, this is not going to be the end of my story. I'm not going out like this. This is not going to be it. So got back in, trained, and came back and won my next 4.
Yeah,
so,
no big deal.
No big deal.
Next 4.
And I did learn, and I learned from that too. I thought, I don't know. I think I had a lot of first time jitters for that. I didn't feel maybe like I belonged in there. And I think that that's a big thing that especially if you want to do something like this, you can't talk yourself out of rooms you deserve to be in. Like, I train just as hard as everybody else there. It doesn't matter that I have another real job. It doesn't matter that, I didn't quit my whole job to do this. And, I train just as hard as everybody else. And I feel like I talked myself out of deserving to be there that day.
Talked yourself out of, man.
Yeah.
So what's your
Sucks
advice?
To look back on that.
Yeah. Well, I'm hearing that. How many of us do that?
I'm sure a lot. I'm sure I'm not the only one.
Yeah, we battle with this idea of, like you mentioned, it was because I skipped this day.
Yeah.
We start putting on a false identity, and then I let these people down. This is all.
And you can either let that control who you're going to become after this, or you can tell that to shut up. That's not you.
But we believe it. We create the lie, and then we believe the lie, and then we act
accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the trap.
That is the trap.
That's the thing we were talking about with resilience. It's like, it's not one big moment. It's like, okay, I just made the decision. I'm going to get up on this Monday. I'm going to go to training. I'm not getting over it today, but I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to act my way back into being confident. I'm just going to keep doing the stuff.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. See, it's so true. It's so true.
But applied in a healthy way, right?
Yeah.
Fake the confidence, fake the excitement to train until it comes, because it will.
Well, and here's a lot of the times too, especially with if you have like anxiety issues and stuff or anything like that, like you might be talking yourself out of going to training. You might be like, oh, I feel heavy today. I feel like, oh, I haven't been there in like a few weeks. Like one of my best friends right now, she's just been out with some family stuff, and she's like was having anxiety about coming back. And I was like, but once you come back, you're gonna be like, oh, my friends are here. We're joking around. We're having fun. We're all kind of like, we're choking each other. We're learning new stuff together. It's like a whole camaraderie that just if you just show up and give yourself the opportunity to get excited to train again, you will, because you love it. That's why you did it in the first place.
And
that's anything. That's
people there are going to miss you too.
And people there miss
think
you.
Of that.
Yeah, right. Yes.
Because it's a community. So if
Yes,
you surround
of course.
yourself with good people, you said you were surrounded by good people.
Now one of the reasons I ended up at the Mat Factory is because they familyed me right in.
You were adopted in.
I know. They bought me a birthday cake right before I moved here, and I was like, I got to come back. That birthday cake was delicious.
Have they bought you a second one?
Oh, my friend Lindsay makes sure I get
Okay.
cake.
All right.
They
All
actually, Gina Tallarico made me one when I was cutting weight. I was like, I always fought on my birthday, so they took me axe throwing, and she made me like a fruit birthday cake one time that was like real low carb.
Dude,
So,
that's awesome.
I know, that's what I'm telling you.
Well,
So.
see, with friends like that, how can you quit?
Got to show up to training.
But you got to show up to training.
Yeah.
So surrounding yourself with good people, you allowed yourself to kind of sit in that moment, right? Like you said, you gave yourself a week.
Yeah.
Right,
I didn't talk to very many people, probably.
And I'm a big proponent of that, right? Because a lot of people will tell you, like, ignore that. But I'm a big proponent
just
on
move on.
like respect, yeah, or just move on. It's like, no, like how can I move on if I don't respect what I'm feeling right now?
Feel your feels.
Feel your feel. I believe in that. I think it took me a long time to
If
see
not,
that.
they're going to pop up later when you're not ready to feel your feels.
And when you can't
And
control
when
it.
you can't control it, and it might hurt, and you might say something you can't take back. You never know. But I'm a big proponent of feeling your feels and sitting with the moment.
Yeah, respect it. Respect the feeling. It's telling you something. What is it telling you?
You can learn from it if you listen.
That's the thing. Like if you skip that, you don't give your opportunity to learn from what just occurred, or to like learn more about yourself, find yourself, and maybe is this a pivot moment? Back to friends, pivot moment,
Pivot.
or are you going to double down?
Yeah.
Like is this worth it for you?
Right.
You'll never really know if
That's
you
the
don't
thing.
respect
Is it worth it? Right.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing I had to sit with after that fight, because you get beat up in training camp. You feel like crap. Nobody goes into fight week feeling their best. If you find me a fighter that says I went into fight week and I felt 100%, I'll be like,
What was your training like?
have you fought? I'll be like, yeah. I'll be like, did you win? Like, were you prepared? But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a lot on your body. It's a lot on your body. It's a lot mentally. It's a lot. You're giving up time with family. You're giving up time with friends. You're giving up events where you can't eat or can't drink or you got to think about every calorie going into your mouth. Like you show up to a wedding, you can't eat. Well, you're like,
Oh, dude, I would never make it as a fighter.
it's true, but that's what you're giving up. So you got to sit in that moment, and sometimes it is a pivot, and sometimes you don't want to do that, and that's also okay. Like that's also okay. If that would have been it for me, and I decided I don't love this enough, I'm just gonna do jiu-jitsu and train and be a hobbyist. That's also okay.
It is also okay.
But I think that like you need to give yourself time to think, what do I really want out of this? What am I getting out of this? Is what I'm getting out of this enough to necessitate me going through this again? Because I'm going to sign a contract again, and I'm going to have to go through 6 to 8 weeks of hell again. And
Is there something in the pipeline?
I hope. We're looking.
Good. Hey, being active.
Yeah.
That's good.
But that's the thing. It's like you're going to go through that, and you got to think, is it worth it? And I think, and for now, and after that loss, I came to the conclusion with myself that what I get from mixed martial arts and from fight camps, and it's worth it. And I think you can do that with anything in life. I mean, you can do that with like if you get looked over for a promotion, or if you get looked over with whatever, you can be bummed about that. But you got to sit there and think too, like, well, what could I do differently? Is there something that I can do, or is there something else I'd like to do instead? I don't know.
That actually happened to me. I got passed over for a promotion at work, and my ego got hit, right? And then I realized my ego got hit, and I had to sit with myself and go,
Did I want that job, or did I want recognition?
but you got to be very honest. And like one thing, I'm very upfront. So there may be moments where I don't realize that, right? But as soon as I realize it, I will confront it. And I found myself going, man, why did I want this? Why did I want this promotion so bad?
You just want somebody to give you a good boy, maybe.
I wanted
An
someone to
attaboy.
give me a pat in the back, and I was like, dude, that's not you. Like, why? And once I came to, I'm like, I'm actually all right with it.
Yeah.
I'm not okay with how like that. I wanted a pat on the back. I was very upset with myself that after I came to the conclusion of that's why I wanted this. I was like, wow, all this work you've done to change who you are, to be the man you are, and you're still looking for a pat on the back.
But so many people don't take the time to reflect on that and just would continue to act that way, you know?
Yeah. And I work with people like that, and I'm trying to tell them, like, hey, bro, could it be this? Like, because this is why this was me. And then they get offended. And I'm like, I'm not trying to, like, there's nothing wrong with that if you can acknowledge it. And, like, if you need a pat on the back, okay.
Yeah.
Like maybe you deserve it, maybe you don't. But if that's what you want, that's what you want. Like I can't knock that. For me, that's not who I am, and I found myself that that's the reason I wanted. I wasn't going for the right reason, so I'm actually glad I didn't get the promotion, because who knows how I act in that role.
Right.
Do I continue to want pats on the back? Like, you know what I mean? So I was, but it takes you taking an inventory on your life and being honest with yourself. A lot of us don't want to be honest with ourselves. A lot of us don't want to respect these feelings that we have. A lot of us want to push past, skip the process. This is an ongoing theme.
And some of the feelings that we all have are normal, but they're not pretty. You know what I mean? Like, so you get jealous, or you get angry, or you get, I mean, like, those aren't feelings that we want. I don't consider myself a jealous or angry person, but we all feel feelings like that sometimes. And if you don't inventory it, then it'll control you without you realizing what's going on, because you're just trying to fill your space you're trying to entertain yourself out of feeling things.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people today, I think.
And I think, like, it's like, again, you mentioned you're not a jealous person, but we feel that. If you can acknowledge that and be honest about it, watch how, like, your life changes, right? Like, I've had conversations with people where like, you know, someone's beefing with me, right? And I don't know this. And then, you know, we have a conversation, and I can feel like they're upset. And I'll go, hey, bro, like, do we have an issue? Now, some people say that, and it's confrontational. So I'm aware of this. But I always try to attack things head on, because I would rather go through the mud and then realize, like, hey, bro, I don't have an issue with you. Oh, well, and then we come to an understanding of, oh, we really don't have an issue. It's just been a big misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I'd rather go through that mud and come out in clear water than go around the swamp and then who knows where you end up.
Yeah. Well, because too, if you, for like in a situation like that, like if you don't ask them directly and say, hey, just want to get on the same page as you, then they are left to wonder what you're thinking. You're left to wonder what they're thinking, and neither one of you are probably putting the right words in their mouth, because you don't know what they're thinking. You don't know what's going on.
We're creating a lie.
Yeah, you're creating a lie that you're going to live in, and then you're going to create resentment from that, and it's not even real.
And that's the thing. But like, if you're listening, like, this applies to a lot of things, right? Like, when I didn't get the promotion, I asked why. Now, the reasons I got was was crazy. So like, it literally didn't fulfill anything, right? Because I was like, that tells me nothing.
Yeah.
But so now I was left to deal with myself. However, I asked, right? When I'm having confrontation with someone, I ask. When, you know, you see someone at the gym who didn't say hi to you, they always say hi. And now we're like, well, what was it because of this? So now you believe that. And now you're like, all right, well, fuck them. If they're going to act like that because of this, which you created, well, then I'm going to act this way. So now you're acting on a lie that you created. And then it could have just been like, they got 2 hours of sleep, they were up with the kids, and now they're in training, they didn't even see you.
They didn't even see you there, yeah.
But if you'd have been like, hey, bro, I said what's up to you, you didn't say what's up. And they're like, oh, my bad, I didn't see you. And you're like, oh, okay. Or believe this lie you created and then let it build resentment.
And let it fester for like a month, and then you're like afraid to talk to him at training for no reason.
So this principle applies to a lot of things in life, right? Being open and honest with yourself and being direct with others. Now, that doesn't give you an excuse to be an asshole, but like, people are like, I'm just honest. No, you're just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, you can be honest
nuts.
and not confrontational. So there's a difference. So you're very open about, again, talking about these feelings and dealing with them. When your own mind is your toughest opponent, how do you manage that voice?
It's hard. It's so hard. Yeah, so I have a little bit of anxiety stuff and a little bit of depression in my history. So it makes it kind of hard to listen. It's hard to talk yourself out of feeling that way whenever it's the voice. It's your own voice. It's your own voice sometimes. So that's one of the tools that I use to, like, whenever I'm like trying to talk myself out of, like, you know, being like trying to talk myself out of being a pro fighter, or being a good fighter, or being anything like that. I try to act my way into it. I go to practice. I do the things. I'll probably tap somebody, and then I'll be like, there's an objective view. It's like, that's an objective thing that I can't negotiate in my own brain with myself. It's like, okay, I tap this person. I don't usually tap them. And then I build on that. So, like, for me, a lot of confidence comes from doing the things I know I'm supposed to be doing, and then it's something I feel later. It's not something I'm not like a person that's confident first. If that makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah, because I learned early on. Because I don't know if you've ever struggled with any depression or anything, but it just makes it easy. It makes it hard to like get out and do stuff because it's just that's a lot of opportunity for stuff to go wrong out there. You know, you just stay in your house with your dog and hang out, and it's
Well, it's like if you don't have to,
it's your comfort zone.
if you don't have to encounter any of this,
Yeah,
all the worries of your head are safe.
are safe. They're
Right?
safe. Yeah,
Like you're safe here. You're safe on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
You're safe in bed.
you're safe here. Yeah,
Because our brains, like people, like our brains are wonderful things.
They're
And I'm
wonderful
sure,
things.
you know, you, with all your schooling and your experience, I'm sure you probably had a good understanding of the brain, better one than I do. But our brains want to protect us, right? Our brains want to give us comfort. Actually, you mentioned this earlier. So like our brains aren't telling us, go out, run 5 miles, train 3 days a week, 5 days a week. Like our brains telling us, sit on this couch, turn on Netflix, and just ingest this poison of a show because you're safe here.
you're comfortable here.
You're comfortable. You're not burning calories.
Yep.
Right. So like our brains that build cities that, you know, create this
Cancer
medicine
meds. Yep.
is the same brain that tells you sit on your couch and enjoy because you've earned this.
You earned it.
You went to work last week. You get to sit on the couch this week. So it's a very scary thing to combat, right? Like this feeling of comfort versus this feeling of growth and drive and resilience. Like those two do not live together.
Yeah, I think stacking days helps too. Like if you could just like stack how many days you get up and you prove to yourself that you can do the thing, and you go back and just do it the next day, even if you don't feel like it, because you're gonna feel like it later, and you're gonna feel better after. Almost always. I always say this. I'm like, if you could take what exercise and good nutrition does and put it in a capsule, everybody would be on it.
Oh my! I mean,
Everybody would be on
what's the GLP-1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, she said before. It's like they have marketed this.
And
this
that's just
thing.
the weight loss. That's not even like the endorphins you get.
That's what I'm saying. How many people have jumped on that? And like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I also don't take it, so I can't speak much on it. What I tell people is the benefit you get from getting up, getting out, doing the nutrition right, going to the gym is far more beneficial than the shot will be. Like, yes, you're going to lose weight. At what cost? I don't know. The studies are still being done. But like
We'll find out sometime.
we will. But like you going out and doing the work, like that changes something in your brain.
And changes how you see yourself.
Yes.
I can do stuff.
Yeah.
Look
I
at
can
me.
get up.
I went out and
can
did
go
this
out.
stuff. Yeah.
You know, like going to the gym, scary. You know what else is scary? Not being able to hold your grandkids
Yep.
one day. Scary. You know what's scary? Running a lot. That's scary. You know what else is scary? Not being able to go up your stairs because you're winded and tired.
Yep.
So like, choose your scary. Choose your hard. We hear this all the time. Choose your hard.
Choose your hard. Yep.
But like, what does that mean? Well, you can do the hard work now, or you can have no choice and deal with hard later. I'll let you decide.
And then you don't get to choose. And then at that point, it might not be your choice.
It's been chosen for you, and you haven't prepared for it, and it may be too late to prepare at that time.
Yep.
So this point, I wanted to, you mentioned something that if you're comfortable opening on, I would like to talk about, because a lot of us have dealt with loss. Some of us are still dealing with the loss. And it's something that I like to talk about because we're all connected. We're all connected in some way or another, but we don't talk about it. But if we all talked about it, it could help a lot of people. You shared that you lost your 3-year-old brother, Mason, when you were just 8 years, 8 years old. And you mentioned you feeling like you had to live a life big enough for the both of you. How heavy does that weigh on your daily decisions?
Less so than it used to, probably. Yeah, because I give myself a little bit of a break now and then. But especially growing up, going to college, making all those decisions, I felt like I was just living for two people, kind of, you know. When I was little, I think that losing him at that age of 8 years old was Probably a blessing in disguise for me, just because I know if I would have, like, for instance, if I would have lost my sisters and I would have been like 18 at that point in my life, I was so selfish. I would have been, because he was sick, so he had lost a lot of his motor skills. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't use his arms, one of his arms. So and I believe in heaven, and so I believe
I'm big heaven believer
big heaven
myself.
believer.
Big heaven
So
believer.
I believe that's where he is. I believe he can fly and move all of his limbs and run around. And whenever I was 8 years old, that's all I thought. I just thought, oh, he can talk again. He can move around. He can run. He can play. He can whatever. And my parents always thought it was odd that I never really grieved him at that age, like I would have as an adult. But my view on things was different then because I was a child.
Yeah.
You're a child and you're not jaded,
imaginations,
right?
yeah,
You're not jaded by
That's true.
this.
Life will beat you up.
Yeah, for sure. But as an adult, I think I would have had a harder time if like something would have happened with my sisters like that, just because I would have been thinking selfishly, but what about me? I want to spend more time with them. I want them here. I want, but then as I got older, I started thinking, why is it that I am like in a gifted program and, Mason had to pass away, or why is it that I am so good at sports and, that Mason passed away and whatever. So I felt a little bit of guilt about that for a while. And I think that the way that my young mind decided that we didn't have to feel that guilt anymore is just that if I would do the best at everything, I would do my very best at everything I ever tried to do. And I would always make sure that I was pushing myself forward and trying to accomplish more and new things. Now that is exhausting. And also, you got to give yourself a break sometimes. That's where we run into burnout. That's where we run into injuries sometimes. But I don't regret it. I don't regret that outlook on things. It's definitely one of the reasons that I've accomplished as much as I have in my life, and I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. But it's a heavy thing to balance, and I think that if I were to give anyone else advice on that, you don't have to live life for two people. You just have to live the best life you can, and I think your loved one will probably be watching over you and just happy that you're enjoying the time you get here. Because it's really not about accomplishments at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, it's not like
They're nice, but
I've shaped my mind has changed a lot in when we're navigating life. We're all doing this for the first time, right? We're all trying to figure it out.
yeah.
Like we give our parents so much hell growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I gave my mom a good time, growing up, and now being a parent myself, I'm like super grateful for her. I'm just like, I don't know how you dealt with me, and I'm very glad that you did in the way you did because I deserved none of what you gave me, But all this to say, like we're all trying to figure out like what is life, like I don't think anyone has that figured out.
No.
Whether it's I hear a lot of people like, I found my life, I'm doing my life's purpose. And it's like, well, what is it? And then when you try to get into the nitty gritty, you really don't have an explanation. Some people do. And you find those people to be, they're happy, they're successful in what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
And we're all trying to find that, but we can't put our finger on it. Mm-hmm. Mine has come to be, and I'm starting to understand this now, is just helping those around me.
Yes.
Right, which seems simple.
But that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to change the whole world.
Everyone,
but that's hard. And
that is super hard.
You know what you can do every day? You can take your little pocket and you can make it the best you can make it. And you can be as nice and kind to people and helpful as you can be. And you can do that every day. Actionable item. Done.
Yes. That's literally, you stole where I was going with
Sorry,
it.
go ahead.
No, I love it because you understand. So maybe you can help. I'm not the most articulate. So it's influencing those around me, helping those directly around me, right? Like everyone's always like, why, like this happened to you? Why aren't you pissed? I was like, I don't know, dude. Like, because I grew up pissed.
Yeah.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting. Like if this person is doing this, he's like, well, they got the better of you. I'm like, well, I guess they won this one.
Yeah. That's okay.
Like I'm going to keep pushing forward because you know what? Look at this relationship over here that, look what they're doing now because I introduced these two people. Mm-hmm. Like, look what they're doing. This is so cool. I'm not focused on this. I'm focused on this.
Right.
Helping those around you. I literally coming here. I don't know which way you take, but there's a guy on Veterans Bridge. Mm-hmm. He's there every day. Every time he sees my car, he knows. He knows I got a couple bucks for him and a prayer. In the beginning, he never let me pray for him, which I don't push that on anyone, right? Just because it's my belief doesn't mean it's yours.
Yeah.
And then it got to a point where I'd put my window down, I gave him the money, and he's like, hey, bro, you gonna pray? And I'm like, oh, yeah, absolutely. And then cars were beeping behind me. And I'm like, I got a quick one for you, brother. I don't want to piss people off. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, no, get it. He was there today. So driving up, seeing him smile makes me, I was like, today's going to be an awesome day.
Yep.
Just because I saw him smile.
Tiny thing.
Tiny thing. Actionable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple bucks.
Yep.
Like, and I always carry ones in my car.
Not to him.
But to him, I hope it's a big deal for him because, like, if I could do more, I would. But
Right.
But it's these little actionable steps, like influence the people around you, help the people around you. And if you approach that every day, and then the person next to you does that,
Right.
and then the person next to you does that, think about this sphere of people who are just in it to help each other.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very contagious.
Right. Instead of thinking, what can I get out of this interaction? Or what can I, you know what I mean? A lot of people think that.
I always say God has made me the way, I am not rich because God has made me the way I am.
Right.
Like, I lose so much money. And I'm just like, it's working for them. Yeah. Like, as long as it works for them.
Yeah.
Don't even get me started about this event coming up. We're just trying to do a good thing, man. Like,
yeah.
And like Kate, she started Seminar Stack, and dude, her heart is, I mean, she's a little fiery and spicy, but like she's in
Love
it for
that.
she's in it for the right reason. So that's the only reason I'm like, yeah, I'm down.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're trying to find other like-minded individuals, and you start to learn like a lot of people aren't like that. It's just crazy, especially in the fight game. You're like, bro,
Especially in the fight game.
it's like, why are you guys? I get it, you're fighting, but like, why are you so angry all the time? Like,
I know. I don't know. I feel like I'm not angry all the time because I fight people pretty often.
so that's the thing. Everyone I train with, the nicest, coolest people, and then I like leave my bubble of Pittsburgh, and then you meet other fighters, and they're just walking around so angry. I'm like, bro, are you okay? Yeah. You don't seem okay. No, I'm fine. Man, if I had the time to sit here with you, I would, and I will find out.
I'll find out.
I'm that guy. I'll sit down with you. I'll talk, bro. We'll talk. I'll have you crying. I'll cry too. We'll cry. We'll cry together.
It's fine. We'll talk.
And then we can go roll.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, yeah, we're men again because we
we
don't
just-
feel feelings. We have to go beat each other up.
We have to beat each other.
Ownership. What is your definition of ownership?
Of ownership.
Like taking ownership.
I think it is. Okay, so this is a hard one. Because I feel like so there's the Extreme Ownership book by Jocko where it's
Love it.
like, yeah, great book. He talks about taking ownership in every situation in his life, which I think even so he sent a group out. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read that book, but he sent a group out to do some kind of mission. The mission failed. He wasn't there, I don't think, but he sent the people out, and he was like, that was my fault. And he took accountability for that. I think that's right in the beginning. But I think that as far as like transferring something like that into your everyday life, you've just got to take accountability for all of the things that you can and cannot influence and try to do your best to make sure that everything works out in a positive, beneficial way. So like, for my job, it's like I might decision something or complete like a case or something, and on down the road, I want somebody to be able to read what I wrote about that and understand what I was looking at and going through. So that if the case would come back around and they would need to review, without getting into too much of what I do.
Yeah.
But if someone else would need to
Darn
access, to access that information, that they would be very well understanding of the stuff that I went through and looked through at that case, and they wouldn't have to redo that again. Because I think when you're putting your name, your name goes on your work. So, and that's in here, that's in jiu-jitsu, that's in anything. And I think that you always want to be proud of what your work is. So you got to keep that in mind, and because you own that. You own like any work that you've done and any interaction that you've had, and you're not going to be perfect on anything, but I think that keeping in mind that you want to portray yourself in a positive light and you want people to be able to trust in the work that you do will help you to take better ownership of that and to be accountable for the things you put out into the world. You just got to keep that from the forefront of your mind whenever you're making decisions, maybe.
Yeah, I'm read the Jocko books myself. Huge into those, because if you take accountability for the things you can and even can't control, you start eliminating all the excuses.
And even if you can't control something, you can control how you react to that.
Yes,
And that's a form of accountability as well, I think, and ownership.
right. Like a big one, like especially in law enforcement, right? Please believe it or not, cops have egos.
No way.
I know I was going to blow your mind with it, but yes, they do. I know. No one sees it, but I am exposing the industry right now. And it's so funny, because these are the industries that talk about accountability and talk about, now, don't get me wrong, there's a core group of people who do it right. And we are beneficial in this area, that there's a lot of men and women who approach this job like it's supposed to be approached. However, I get the benefit of training across the country, and it doesn't apply. And oftentimes you have conversations with people, and instead of, for like defensive tactics, I'm gonna try to narrow it down. You see these use of force encounters happen, and someone gets hurt. Well, you have to do a little interviews and stuff. So you talk about, hey, why did this happen? Well, it's like, well, I went to restrain him, and I went to punch him, and I accidentally hit him with this. And it's like, well, why were you striking when he's unarmed? He's not really, he's passively resisting. Well, then it turns into, well, so long story short, excuse. You get to the core of it, and this cop doesn't train.
Yeah.
And you're like, why don't you train? Well, I'm married, I have kids. And again, excuse. Well, it's like, okay, these cops over here are married and with children, and they train. Well, it's excuse. No accountability. And there's a study that's done that if you train 1 hour once a week for 1 year, you are better equipped than, I think it was like 80% of society. 1 hour a week.
Yeah.
You know what that translates to? A blue belt in 2 years, roughly.
Yeah.
1 hour a week.
Right. And being able to successfully subdue someone without injuring them.
Being able to control someone who doesn't want to be controlled. But then you take an inventory of these lives, and these are the same people that go home, drink bourbon for 6 hours while watching their favorite sports show 5 days a week.
I bet you didn't have to watch that. Maybe one of those football games you could have missed an hour.
It just blows my mind, right? I'm like, hold on. You took a profession on. You do this profession that like people call you as the last resort.
Yeah.
Right? Like you are the emergency button. Mm-hmm. No one's coming after you. You are the last resort. You show up, you have to deal with the raccoon in the yard to an active shooter in your child's school. Yeah. Right? Like, and everything in between that. And you don't train anything. You go home, like you treat this as a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
Yeah.
And then you have an excuse of you're tired. You don't do anything to be tired. How can you be tired? All that to say is like this absolute accountability is something that we can apply in all our lives, right? Because these are probably going to be some of the cops that are coming to your 911 call.
Yep.
Right? So at the end of the day, if you can't save yourself, who can you trust?
Right.
So train. Everyone, train.
Yeah.
Because no one is coming to save you.
Agreed.
And I point this to the cop, right? Because you're coming to hopefully save someone. But no one is coming to save you. You are the last resort. So if you're not training and you're not pushing yourself and learning and getting uncomfortable, like, what are we doing? You shouldn't be doing this job. I don't even know why I went on this rant.
I don't know.
Although no one is coming to save you. Playing the victim and making
Leo
excuses.
class at the Mat Factory.
Are they still going?
On Fridays, yep. If anybody, it's free for all law enforcement.
8 a.m. Leo class at the Mat Factory.
And Isaac will not make you puke. It is not run by him.
There's no
Like Eric
excuses now.
McAlpine, yeah.
There
No
is
excuses.
no excuses.
An
And
hour long, easy. There's an open mat afterwards.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but a couple of those instructors went through EFC, right? The
Yes.
effect, yeah.
Yep.
So,
Several
which
of them,
is
I think.
which is Jay's Leo class that he's going around the country now teaching.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No excuses. Free. Well, I'm gonna have to start showing up.
Yeah, go down there.
I used to go.
There's some bigger guys too that would probably love to roll with you.
Who?
I
I'm
show up
trying to
on a
think
Friday
of
every now and then for open mat.
Ball these guys up,
Ball them up.
or get balled up. We'll see.
I try real hard.
So, in your intake form, you mentioned your advice to listeners was to stop negotiating every difficult feeling. Discipline, and you mentioned earlier, discipline creates evidence. I am putting that on a t-shirt.
Boom.
Evidence creates confidence. Can you break that down for us in how that looks like for you, for the listener?
Yeah, so I think I kind of touched on this earlier when we were talking about just kind of showing up for yourselves on those days. I've never been like a super overly confident person, really, not ever. And I think that where I gain my confidence or my confidence from is by showing up and having objective measurements of, okay, last week I couldn't hit this move. I didn't even know how to get the kick guard from here or whatever the case may be. I didn't know how to hit this sweep. I didn't know how to hit this whatever. And then you come back 2 weeks later and you do it and you get a little bump of confidence from that. You're like, oh, I'm learning well. I must be drilling enough. I'm doing the right things. So sometimes you got to act your way into being confident. Like we said, fake it till you make it. Just you show up and then eventually you're going to start hitting those moves. You're going to start training more like a purple belt than a blue belt. You're going to, you're going to start tapping people that are higher belts than you. It's really just all about showing up for yourself and just trusting that the work that you put in, because if you're working hard, the work that you put in is going to give you results. And when you have the results, so for instance, when I first started training, I was a white belt and I won the blue belt Arnold, the blue belts at Arnold's in gi and no gi. And I was
dope.
like, yeah, but I walked into that being like, I'm going to lose to all these girls. Well, and I did break my arm that day, but it was fine. but I finished the whole tournament. But yeah, I walked in there and I was like, well, I can't feel like crap about myself today because look, I'm on the top of this podium on a belt higher than my own belt. And I'm not allowed to feel bad about myself today. I will be confident.
In the
Dang it.
sling?
No, actually,
Oh, you didn't know yet.
somebody kicked through it about a month later. Yeah, we did. It was a stress fracture. We didn't know it was for all broken.
Love that.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
It's okay now. I got a cool scar. Wait, it's this one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't no little. Okay.
Yeah, I got a little titanium rod in there.
Oh, well, that
rod.
helps with MMA.
It sure does.
Allegedly. There's
But-
no studies that show that is an advantage.
Yeah, but showing up like that is just being disciplined. I mean, and it's discipline, but it's also just making it a habit. Just making it a habit.
Well, and trusting the process, right? Like, how many of us go to the gym and then we don't get the results we want in a week and then we quit?
Yeah.
It's like, well, I'm not seeing a change in my body. But it's been a week.
Yeah.
Like, wait 3-4 months and then look back and then see, right?
Yes.
Like, see, did your strength increase? See that, like, a lot of people were into measuring themselves, which I'm against, but that's one way. The one way to track metrics, measure yourself after 3-4 months. Like,
Keep a training journal.
Keep a training journal. What are you eating? Like, oh, now I'm drinking more water. Like, that's a win. That's evidence that
Like-
you're changing.
I would say after open mat, go sit down and be like, what was working, what wasn't working, what do I need to work on to like what finishes do I need to train to get that one in the roll that I missed barely or whatever. But you do that, takes 5 minutes. And then you can look back on it in 3 months and say, oh, I wasn't hitting that toe bar from here.
If
but
I
now
see someone
am.
pull out a journal after open mat, I'm cooked, as the kids say. Cooked. You're cooked.
I
Someone's
try.
just like, hold on. Training journal. You're like, oh, shit.
You're like, oh, they're so serious.
Yeah, they
They're
are
so
serious. I was here just having fun at the open mat. You're actually about that life. Okay. All right. So this is the Relentless Rapid Round. This is you've told us a lot of your story. We went into a lot of depth. We took some forks in the road along the way. I apologize for that, but
Love them.
same. But So we're putting you on the clock. Quick answers, no overthinking. This is just a different way for the listeners to kind of get to know you and how you work.
All right.
What kind of dog is Cash, and what is his worst habit?
Ooh, he's a mountain feist, which is a squirrel hunting dog from West Virginia. And worst habit, that little turd be getting in the trash when we leave the house now. He never did that when I lived in a trailer with him. Now I got him a house, and he thinks he can get into stuff.
He's bougie now.
He's bougie now.
Bougie
That's what I
now.
said. I was like, we're going back to the slums.
Yeah, I can't let you forget where you came from.
Yep. Gets into the trash.
As a BJJ purple belt, what is your go-to submission when you need a tap fast?
Arm triangle every time.
Hey, get your journals out. Put that in. Cheyenne likes the arm triangle every time. What is the number one thing customers do at the pharmacy counter that drives you insane?
Oh, okay. So because I don't work in the public now, but when I did, it was handing you the prescription and expecting it to be done in a minute and in like 2 minutes, when there's a line full of people that also dropped their prescriptions off sitting there waiting already.
Oh, you mean like they give you the actual prescription and then they're like,
and
where
then
is it?
they're like, yeah, where is it? Yeah.
Like, come back later.
I'm like, you got 30 minutes.
See, I love the E system, right? Like I love
Yes.
convenience sometimes, right? I love when I'm leaving the doctor's and they're like, all right, we sent it in. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you should get a text. And then I'm driving home and then I get the text and I'm like, well, I'm just going to pivot to the pharmacy because it's
Yep.
done. So the E-system, I think, has made things easier. But yes, I totally agree with that because then an argument ensues. Like I'm in the back trying to pick up my prescription because I got the confirmation that it's ready.
Yeah.
I did the right thing.
Yeah.
And the
that-
person in front of me is like arguing as to why they
I
can't
was
get
here
it now.
before him.
And I'm like, you're like, I'm hearing your whole conversation. You
Yep.
like give them time.
It's also got to go through a safety checks process that we got to do. That takes a minute to do that. I'm not a robot.
Yeah, but we live in a society that we get everything we want
Right now.
Right now. If I'm hungry, I can get food right now. If I'm
They'll deliver it to you.
bored, yes, they will. You don't even got to leave your house. If you're bored, entertainment right now. Everything is right now. You tell someone to wait, boy, are they losing it. You just got married to the Chris Dempsey in Scotland. What's the best part of a Scottish wedding?
The bagpipe guy.
You had one?
Heck yeah, we had a
shit.
bagpipe guy. And this is a fun fact about my bagpipe guy that I didn't know until we were at the wedding. He has the Guinness Book of World Records longest consecutive bagpiping, and it was 26 hours. He bagpipes for 26 hours. And he's in the Guinness Book of World Records. His name's Ricky.
How do you are you eating, sleeping?
So the people that were in our wedding party asked him more of those questions, but I don't think he's sleeping. I think he had food and water there that he could like have if he needed it, but no, I don't think he slept. I think he was just bagpiping for 26 hours.
See, this is my issue. I'd be asking all these questions.
Yeah.
He'd be like, bro,
They were asking while we were getting our photos taken.
Yeah, I
so.
say I'm trying to perform, and I'd be like, hold on though, 26 hours, long time.
Long time.
How'd you eat?
What were your
Like,
snacks?
did you have to use the bathroom?
Oh, I didn't even think about the bathroom thing. Yeah.
Like,
I'll email him for us.
that's a please. Because like, so how does the bagpipe work? You blow into the sack, and then as you push the sack, that's what.
Yes.
So you can actually
so.
not.
So you don't have to blow the whole time. You can be playing, I guess, and eating
While not,
yeah.
Okay. I think I figured it out a little bit.
So
That's interesting.
I'm sure he had a plan. But that was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
like, do you have to create a plan for that? Like, you're not just gonna start bagging and going, you know what? I'm going for the longest record.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you sat down and went, okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
schedule breaks here.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a protein bar. I don't know. And wait, do you know Robert the Bruce? Do you know him?
Robert the Bruce?
He was in Braveheart.
Probably if I see. I'm
but
horrible
he's
with
just-
names, good with faces.
Anyways, famous Scottish dude, but he owned the castle grounds where we got married and gifted it to someone, so that was pretty cool.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say he was there. I'm like, oh, that's even-
No.
but that's cool.
If he was there,
Like,
that
did
would've
you
been
guys do a page for like
haunting.
some people like do like pages for their wedding with like fun facts? That would have been cool to put on there.
No, we were running a loose ship with the wedding. We got the things we needed to get done, and then I don't know, the wedding thing's over. It just was overwhelming. We did what we could.
I can't imagine. I mean, you did what you could. Scotland, castle grounds, world record bagpipe guy. No big deal. We did what we could. We just threw something together. Sounds silly, don't it? Yeah.
Silly,
You
yeah.
did good. Y'all did good.
Okay.
Y'all did very good. Balancing a doctorate, a pro fight career. What does the word relentless mean to Cheyenne?
Never giving up and always showing up for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. I think that's a huge thing.
Even when you don't feel like it.
Even when you don't
is
feel
like
like
the
it.
key. The key.
Especially when you don't feel like it, really.
Hey, that's the most important.
Yeah. And for me, sometimes it's easier for me to show up for other people, but it's hard to show up for yourself sometimes because you're the only person dependent on you and you don't really care in that moment. But later you will. Later you will be happy about that.
Why do we do that?
I don't know.
Why will we're so quick to let ourselves down?
Sometimes I don't like myself very much.
Yeah, but you're not the only one who feels like that. Why do you think?
I think we all know each other. We all know our own. Like I know my own deepest thoughts, and I know my own downfalls, and I know all those things about myself, and so I don't give myself any breaks. I think that's probably why we do it.
Do you know you're gonna forgive yourself? So you're more willing to let yourself down than let others down?
I don't really forgive myself. No, I think maybe. I don't know. I think sometimes we don't value ourselves as much as we value others because maybe we think we're not worth it. And that's not true. That's just objectively not true. But
it's a lie.
It's easy to talk yourself into that if you've got the negative self-talk.
Yeah,
You gotta act your way out of it.
Act your way out of it. There's a lot of good sound bites from this episode. So as we wind down, this is the section where we've heard your story, we've heard how you approach life with the finger. You see Cheyenne doing the fingers, just start running. And this is a way for the listener to apply your story and kind of what you went through with their story and what they're currently going through. So to the listener right now who's waiting for the perfect time or waiting for the motivation to finally chase their goal, what is the reality check they need?
There's never going to be a perfect moment for anything. If you're waiting until you're ready, you're going to be waiting forever. Especially you're going to be waiting forever. There's no perfect moment where you're going to wake up, you're going to be tired, you're going to be like, oh, maybe tomorrow I'll feel a little bit more energized, ready for this. But what if you're not?
Yeah, that's so true. Like, think about it. Like, you want to be the best fighter.
Yeah.
If you waited until you were the best fighter
To take a fight,
you're never going to be the best. Like,
I'd be 0-0.
But like, how do you become the best fighter? You show up to training when you're not, quote unquote, the best, right? You take the L's, you do the work. It's the same with like the promotion, right? Like, if you're waiting until you're worthy of the promotion instead of working towards the promotion, why would anyone ever look at you for the promotion?
Yeah. If you don't think that you are deserving of it, then like who's gonna? Because
if you don't
how can
think
you
it,
expect anyone else?
Why should I?
Why should I? Right.
I like it. If someone wants to stop playing the victim and start taking absolute ownership of their life today, what is the first step they need to take tomorrow morning?
So as far as taking ownership of your life and showing up, it's honestly just showing up for yourself and doing the things that you know that you should be doing instead of doing what's easy. So it's like if you wake up and you're like, man, I really want a donut, but I know I should probably have like a protein-heavy breakfast if I want to reach my weight loss goal or if I want to reach whatever goal it would be, whatever that may be. Do the things you know you should be doing, and then it'll become easy. They'll just eventually become knee-jerk. That's what you do today.
It'll become habits.
It will become habits.
And why'd you look at me when you said donuts? Was that a cop joke?
Not on purpose.
I do like donuts, though, but
because they're good, not because you're a cop.
Yeah, it's just because they're.
It's just because they're good.
My mouth is watering right now. It's bad. I wanted to make that a joke, but I'm actually wanting a donut. So, moving on. You're hoping for a fight coming up. What else is on the horizon for you?
Well, I'm going to show up this coming weekend, and if they've got a girl that'll take a match against me, I'll bring my clothes.
Dude, she's showing up.
I know. Well, I'm going out for Chris anyway. I feel I might as well bring a rash guard. No, but I'm excited for that.
Isaac just got a table.
Did he? We'll see.
So it's gonna be a good time.
But yeah. So and I'm hoping for September, October fight. That's our plan. We wanted to give me a little bit of time to get back from the wedding trip because we did not train over there.
I would hope not. I mean, it's only a wedding, right?
Yeah, we did not train over there.
But I can picture y'all two just like, oh, let's go around real quick.
We thought about it.
Let's go around.
Yeah, I know, right? But those two things are coming up, or well, that thing's coming up. And then I would, if I can't find a fight soon, I'll do a jiu-jitsu tournament. I just want to compete. Yep, I'm ready to
I
compete
mean,
some.
there's tournaments going on throughout the day if you want to get some jiu-jitsu
Ooh, I could do that.
The
Next
Philly
weekend?
Philly Phenoms are doing
okay.
they're doing an open and super fights.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that. Heroes on the Mat is different. But yeah, Philly Phenoms has an open and a super fight going on.
Sweet. Okay.
I'll connect you. I mean, you might as well.
Might as well.
That's
do
earlier in the
something.
day. I don't know what time you guys are getting there, but
That'll be up to the computer.
yeah. Oh, we'll cross that bridge.
Yeah.
Where can our listeners follow your MMA journey, support your next fight, or connect with you online?
I'm probably most active on Instagram. Bat Queen Shy is my handle.
Queen Shy.
Yes, and then Facebook's mostly for my family.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Where did Bat Queen come from?
I was always loved Batman, and one of my friends from college jokingly just called me that as like because they were like, you're not a Batman, you're a Bat Queen, and so whenever I was like finding out like my fight nicknames, I was like, oh, that one's kind of fun, so it just kind of stuck. And now I've thought about changing it a couple times over the years, and I'm like, it's been too long.
No, it is. You are.
It is. I am the Bat Queen. Yep.
You are the Bat Queen.
It's like it's a setting. It's a setting I'm on sometimes.
I don't even want the Bat Queen at the Mat Factory.
Yeah. Ooh,
That's a bad day for anyone.
Scary lady.
Bad day for anyone. And the final question. So this is the question I like to leave the listeners with, because as they go back to their lives, whether they're going to the gym right now or they're going home, they're turning off the podcast, this is the final moment they're left with. If you could summarize your philosophy on life in 30 seconds or less, what would you say?
All right. So it's going to kind of be like a little bit of advice. I don't know if it's a philosophy. Okay. So say yes to more things than you think you can do as far as ability-wise. So, or training-wise. So it's like if somebody asked you to go on a vacation, you think you can't get on a plane and go that far, say yes. You won't regret it. If somebody asked you if you want to do a jiu-jitsu competition, you kind of always wanted to, but you're nervous, sign up, say yes. So I think you should say yes. And I think don't talk yourself out of rooms you deserve to be in just because there's a little voice in your brain telling you don't deserve that when you know you do. That's another piece.
I like that. I think we need to say yes to more things.
Say yes to more things.
Because then we'll go years and we'll think back like, I should have done it. I should have done this. And then now it may be too late. Mm-hmm. Say yes to more. You ever watched Yes Man? I think it was,
yeah, it's been a long time.
But like it's on this principle. It's obviously they take it to the extreme with comedic relief and stuff, but it's on the principle of saying yes more, leaving yourself open to more opportunities. So,
don't shut yourself out of an opportunity just because you're kind of afraid. Like fear doesn't get a say in what my life's going to become. It doesn't get a say.
And that's been Bat Queen Shy approved. Put a stamp on it. Well, I appreciate you for coming onto the podcast, sharing with us a little bit about your story and your life. It's been fun. This is one of my more fun episodes. I like when I get my personality gets to bleed out a little bit. So appreciate you for coming on. This is the one with Dr. Lady Cheyenne. Dr. Lady Cheyenne Dempsey. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
Thanks.
Later. And we just got to hear from the Bat Queen, Dr. Cheyenne Dempsey. With every guest comes a story, and with every episode comes a challenge. So what is your challenge for the week? Cheyenne mentioned how life changes when you stop negotiating with every difficult feeling you have and start just showing up for yourself. Discipline creates evidence. Evidence creates confidence. Your challenge this week is the Build the Evidence Challenge. We all have a habit of negotiating with ourselves. Your alarm goes off and you negotiate a reason to hit snooze. You get home from work and you negotiate a reason to skip the gym. For the next 7 days, the negotiations are over. I want you to pick one hard task you do every day, and the second your brain tries to talk you out of it, you shut it down and execute. Do it when you're tired. Do it when you're sad. Do it when you're unmotivated. Stack the days, build the evidence, and watch your confidence explode. If you resonate with any part of Cheyenne's story, don't keep it to yourself. Share this episode with one friend who you think would be inspired by this conversation. Help us out and follow the Relentless Project on Instagram, X, and YouTube at Relentless PRJCT. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment, show some love so we can keep bringing you awesome guests with relentless stories. And remember, we don't settle, we don't quit, and we don't wait for permission. Love you all. I'm Ish. This is the Relentless Project, and I will see you on the next one. Later.